Welcome back to Searching for Sports Cards, everybody. This is going to be episode 2 of our journey through 1990 Bowman baseball cards. We did okay in the first stack of cards we went through. This is going to be the back right portion. Got the Undertaker in place. Without further ado, we're just going to start ripping. If you watched the last video, you know the big card that I'm after. If we can call it a big card, in the PSA 10, the Frank Thomas rookie, you might on a good day get $75 for it. I'm not real sure. But if I pull that card, it's not about what the resale value is going to be anyways. It's going to stay with me in my personal collection. So here we go. Eric Anthony. Dan Pasqua. Get some of this cardboard dust out of here. Steve Farr. Collation is just really bad in these. I think that's probably one of the issues I had with Bowman as a kid. Chris Hoyles. Ruben Sierra. Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar. There's Damon Berryhill. That's a guy that, man, I had a lot of stock in that guy. If you would consider having a big collection stock, I mean, when you're 10 years old, the baseball card collection is probably better than stock. And I owned a lot of shares of Damon Berryhill in my day. So we got Will Clark on the artwork there. Scott Radinsky. I like the artwork pieces. It's probably my favorite part of this whole pack. Mentioned that in the last video too. Hubie Brooks. Kiki Jones. Jim Presley. Brian Bohannon. Donnie Baseball. We'll put him on the stand. He may get into Cooperstown someday. I'm not sure. Candy Maldonado. I talk about it all the time. Mattingly's a guy, like, listen, if he gets in, great. If he doesn't get in, my feelings aren't going to be hurt. He was a dominant hitter for probably a decade, but he just was kind of mired on some bad Yankees teams, and he kind of injury kind of probably derailed him more than anything, but if Harold Baines is in, Donnie Baseball should definitely be in. Let's see who our artwork is here. I am not sure who that representation is. If anybody knows who that guy is, let me know in the comments below. Steve Avery, that could possibly, yep, that's a Steve Avery rookie card. Played a big role in some of those 90s Braves teams. Paul Kilgus. Pascual Perez, look at that card. That is something special right there. I don't even know what to say about that. Tony Phillips. Glenn Braggs. Greg Brock. John Kruk, solid career. Played in a few All-Star games. Everybody knows about the at-bat he had against Randy Johnson, one of the more comical, famous clips from Major League Baseball. Tony Perez Chica. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Perez Chica. We're going to go with whatever. Marty Barrett. Keith Miller. Joey, don't call me Albert Bell. He's up for consideration for the Hall of Fame. We'll put him off to the side there. Albert, don't call me Joey Bell. Ty Griffin. Dewey, not a Hall of Famer. Really good career, but not a Hall of Famer. Glenn Davis. And we'll finish out with Nelson Liriano. Another Rockin' Robin. That's good. I'm glad I got two of those. I'm going to give one of those to my buddy James. Worthless propaganda piece, but to guys in our age group that grew up in the area we grew up on, there's Rockin' Robin is absolute baseball royalty. No doubt about it. Thomas Howard. Al Newman. Bob Patterson. Steve Ontiveros, Sid Fernandez, Joe Carter, the flip-down shades. I always wanted a pair of those when I was a kid. I never got them. I thought they would be so cool to have when I was playing Little League. Hall of Famer Gary Carter. Put him on the stand. Lonnie Smith, Joey Cora, Greg Smith, Scott Bankhead, Monty Ferris, Tim Burke, and Julio Franco. I should look him up. I know he didn't get to 3,000 hits, but I think had he stayed in America, he probably would have easily surpassed 3,000. I mean, he was a good hitter, and he played forever. Let's see, keep her moving here. Another Sean Dunston piece there. Hall of Famer Tom Glavine. Oh, there he is, Ben McDonald. You know, if you know, you know. If you collected cards in this era, you know. I don't know what else to say. Ben McDonald, that's it. Got Hall of Famer Rock Raines there. I like that they put him on the card as Rock Raines, too, instead of Tim Raines. I don't know why. I just appreciate the nickname on there. Sandy Alomar Jr., that would have been a hot card in 1990 for sure. John Franco. Scott Eldred. I'm sorry, let me get you back in the camera there. Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. Possibly a Bowman rookie there. I don't know if he made the 89 set or not. Darryl Strawberry, not a Hall of Famer, but that's a guy that I always hang on to. I think everybody in my age group's probably in that same boat with Strawberry and Gooden. Harold Reynolds. Dwight Smith. Kevin Blankenship. Joe McGrain. Blaine Beatty. Oh, the kid. Ken Griffey Jr. Sorry, Glavine, you're getting covered up by the kid. And Benny Santiago. That would have been a hot card in 1990 for sure. Keep her moving. We got 5 packs left here in this stack. It's a cool Ken Griffey Jr. card. I was never going to complain about one of those pulls either. Just finishing up on the tail end of a cold here, so feeling a little bit better, but if my voice sounds a little bit off, that's why. I always hate the sound of my own voice. And there's another Doc. Darryl Hamilton, that one's absolutely mangled. That seems to be a common theme. The card behind the propaganda piece, for whatever reason, in this box has a lot of damage to it. Eric Show. Todd Benzinger. Mike Rockford. Oh, there we go. Andre Dawson. Big fan of Andre Dawson growing up. Pedro Guerrero. I would say for my baseball Mount Rushmore, if you would, it's probably Sandberg, Dawson, Robin Yount for sure. And probably just because of where I grew up for a long time, Paul Molitor would have been in there. Kevin Tapani there. Mark Williamson. Jack Howell. I grew up here in Wisconsin, halfway between Chicago and Milwaukee, basically. Jesse Barfield, Cubs were my NL team, and Brewers were my AL team. So those are the guys I watch the most and enjoy collecting quite a bit. Pat Borders, of course, Bo Jackson is a big PC of mine as well. Daryl Boston. Oh, Christ. Jerome Walton. Get that out of here. Mike Greenwell. Ken Caminetti. Keep her moving. 4 packs left. Another Donnie Baseball propaganda piece. Alejandro Pena. Dave Henderson. Another guy that probably got close to 3,000 hits. I don't know if he actually made it there or not, though. Kevin Ritz. Roger Smithberg. Danny Gladden. Mike Marshall. Ricky Henderson. You guys know Ricky always makes the stand. Holy Christ, there is a Kevin Moss card in here. I can't fucking believe that. I thought we were safe from Kevin Moss for sure. Scott Fletcher. Luis Soho. Mad Dog. We're running out of room here on the stands. There's quite a few Hall of Famers coming out of this stack. Mike Heath. Mark Lemke. And Jimmy Key. Three packs to go. Still looking for the big hurt. Get some fun Hall of Famers in this rip so far, though. This is pretty great in terms of just names. Names of big time players have been coming out, coming to the party. Always makes it fun. Oh, there's our first checklist, and look at there it is. Damaged again. The card behind the propaganda piece damaged almost every single time. I wonder what the deal is with that. Mike Blowers. Jay Howell. Thought that was Bernie. Thought that was Bernie for a second, but it's Willie Smith. Walt Weiss. Steve Wapnick. Randy Myers. Big time prospect there, Andy Bennis. Brett Saberhagen. That's a guy I had a bunch of. I always like Brett Saberhagen. Greg Vaughn. Big slugger for the Brewers. Jose Rio. Brent Maine. That's a guy that was a big time prospect. Terry Steinbach. Mike Hartley. And the Igniter, Paul Mahler. Put him over the top of Robbie Alomar there. Pretty good stack. Stack of Hall of Famers. Growing. Get my fingers to work there for a second. Okay, here we go. Another Nolan Ryan piece. Yep, I'm going to make you guys look at it. Sorry. Robin Ventura. Put him right next to Nolan Ryan. How fitting. Omar Vizquel, there's a guy who has a candidacy for the, should have a Hall of Fame candidacy. I think some of his off-the-field activities after baseball are going to prevent that from happening, but hell of a shortstop. Kevin Bierce. Oh, put that over there. Bryn Smith. Ramon Martinez. Howard Farmer. Dennis Rasmussen. Tim Wallach. Bip Roberts. Steve Balboni. Looks like he could be in the Major League movie, doesn't he? Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. Tony Fernandez. Mike Pagliarulo, that guy played forever too. Steve Olin is the last card in that pack. All right, final pack, stack number 2. Hoping for some last pack magic on a Frank Thomas rookie card. Sammy Sosa's probably in here too. I'd be happy with a Sosa rookie. I have a fairly liberal policy on the guys that took steroids. It just doesn't bother me that much. It is what it is. It's part of baseball. To me, it's no different than the guys in the 70s and 80s that did all the greenies and amphetamines to keep themselves going. I mean, it was part of the culture at the time. When they first started popping those guys, there was no rule against it, and it is what it is. Take it or leave it. It's just not that big a deal to me. Andres Santana. It's just the era that they played in. Rick Russell. Rick Honeycutt. Randy Veers, Double D, Darren Dalton. Ellis Burks, that's another guy I had a lot of stock in back in the day. Lloyd McClendon. Another artwork piece there, and the card behind it, absolutely damaged. Brady Anderson. Boy, talk about a product of the steroid era. Holy smokes. Denny Martinez. Jose Offerman. Jeff Parrott. Bulldog Oral Hershiser. Eddie Whitson. Julio Valera. And we're going to round out this episode with Eric Gunderson, excuse me. So again, through the second stack of cards here in the box, a whole bunch of Hall of Famers came out again. I mean, from that aspect, I can't complain at all. There's some fun cards in here which is for the names that they are. Still looking for that Frank Thomas rookie card. Be happy to see a Sammy Sosa come out as well. But all in all, again, not too shabby. I'm not going to complain about the listed names that's been coming out of this box so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. The next episode will be the third stack of this box, and that's it. I'm going to get you guys out of here. We're running just over that 15-minute mark, so I appreciate your time. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. We'll see you on the next one. Keep on ripping.